Hello. Let's refresh. See if I'm actually there. Yes. The volume. What's the sound like? If you watch this, you're probably going to be watching it on replay. Let me know if the sound is too low. Like the volume, I guess, is too low. I can't seem to figure out what exactly has happened to the volume. But anyhow, just let me know if you find it to be too low. I'll try to play around a little bit with the settings offline, not right now. But hello and welcome, whoever's here. Someone has just joined. Thank you so much for joining. This is a newish channel that is associated. Every time I come on here, something happens to my throat chakra. And I wonder if that is a sign. I wonder if that is a sign. Anyhow. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for clicking on this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your energy. This channel is associated with another channel, which is the Arabian Oracle channel. As of right now, I'm trying to divert the Arabian Oracle to keep it more on a sort of Reiki, sort of ASMR and energy work kind of space. And this is where I come on here to do live streams, to do tarot readings, to do spirituality talks. And the talk that I wanted to come on here and engage in today is, as you can tell from the headline or from the title, not headline. I don't think I'm going to change it, but it's about divine vanity. And divine vanity will sort of raise your eyebrows and raise your, get you curious what is divine vanity, because we only know vanity of this realm, which is actually not vanity. It is conceit. It is pride, and which is very related to ego. I don't use terms like sins, the 7 deadly sins. I don't use these words. But conceit and pride and the vanity that is of 3D, of this world, is very egoic in its nature, and it's very egotistical. And that is actually the opposite of the topic of this discussion. And feel free to say hello. Feel free to chit chat with me. I would like to use tarot and oracles to help guide me in this discussion, but in a different manner than I usually do. Like, I would like to sort of get the tarot's help, because I didn't necessarily take notes in how to introduce this topic to you, or how this topic might relate to you in your everyday life, to help you understand how divine vanity can help you, can aid you, and how you should try to embody it as much as you can and differentiate it from the conceit and from pride that is related to ego. And I would like to make it clear that I am not poo-pooing the ego. The ego is necessary. It is important. It has its role in your life, in my life, in our lives. It has its role, which is why it's here. Usually the ego is important for the most part because it helps you reach a point. It delivers you safely to the you that is awake, that is aware. That is the function of the ego. The ego tries to protect you as much as it can. And most of us are very, very consumed with our egos. So let's see what card the tarot would like to present as an entry to this topic of discussion. Let's see what we got here. Oh dear. Oh, the one person that was here is gone. All right. So we have, of course. What better card? The Death card. The Death card. Since we're talking about divine vanity and ego. But it's interesting. Let me just look at this card really well here. The 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 energy I get, although it's a skeleton, and although it is the death card, which is a major arcana card, which is usually what happens when you spiritually wake up, or when you realize who you are, when you embody your divine self, which goes hand in hand with embodying divine vanity. The energy that comes to me, like, that is sort of apparent here, is someone who's just given up. It's not death per se, because I don't want to scare people, and this card isn't intended to scare you. The death that is meant from this card is egoic death. And your ego dies multiple times within you in many, many shapes and forms and in many aspects, as you awaken, as you begin to embody your divine self. But the energy here, which is very, very appropriate for divine vanity, is someone who has given up. So not only does your ego need to die in order for you to embody divine vanity, because the ego that needs to die, that aspect is the aspect that is egoic pride or conceit, that is very, very protective of the ego. And it happens to be, the energy is very correct in the way that you've sort of just given up, you've put your hands up, and you're no longer interested in playing this game anymore. Whatever that has hurt your pride, whatever that has hurt your ego, you reach a point after you react, after you get angry, after you get hostile, after you declare war, after you boycott, after all of this, and your pride has been hurt. If you're on the path to awakening, you will sort of find that the better way to interact with whatever situation, with whatever person it is that has caused you to sort of just, that has caused friction within you so much that you no longer give a shit. Basically, you've given up, not from a place of defeat, but from a place of lack of care, from a place of, I don't want to give this person, this situation, my energy anymore. I just don't. I care about myself too much. That's what I'm talking about. That's divine vanity. I'm bored of this situation. See the energy here? It carries the death, the egoic death, but it also carries a playful energy of, I don't give an F, a flying F anymore about the situation. And that's where you begin to embody your divine vanity. You know that you are too big of a soul. You know that you are too big of an energy to be playing around in this nonsense. You just know it inside of you. And you begin to withdraw your energy from this space, from this field, from this person who has harmed you, who has hurt you. And I'm hopefully talking emotionally, energetically. If you're being physically harmed, then this is a very, very different situation. It is very different. Please do your best to get yourself out of that situation. The harm that I'm talking about is emotional harm. It is mental harm. It is spiritual harm. It is energetic harm. And we can go into sort of, I was watching Teal Swan yesterday in one of her talks, and she talks about people who have a martyr syndrome, who keep themselves in situations where they are constantly being harmed, even physically, because even though they consider themselves aware, they see themselves as a martyr, in that it is important for them to endure the pain and suffering that they are causing themselves to endure, because it will eventually help the people around them, or it eventually will help awaken someone. And that's a horrible sort of place to keep yourself in. That is not divine vanity. Divine vanity is, you could keep yourself in the situation if you want, because not everyone is able to get out. I know when I was in Saudi Arabia, I wasn't able to get out of that situation for quite a while. But at some point, I detached. I want to say you are able to remove yourself from the situation energetically, and I hope that makes sense. You're no longer, like, you can be physically there, but you're no longer available energetically, meaning you're no longer available to the people at all in any shape or form. You don't give them your energy. You can see them every day, but you don't interact with them. And again, it is important to establish here that you're not interacting with them from a place of conceit. I'm better than you, and meh, I don't like you, I'm not going to talk to you. That energy is still felt. You're still playing in the energy field of that very low vibrational situation. I'm talking about you completely, you pull back your energy so that the people don't, they almost miss it. The situation almost craves your energy again. That's how you gain dominance. That's how you gain control over a situation, over any situation, over any person. And you're not doing it from a place of harm. You're not doing it from a place of ego. You're doing it from a place where I've received my light so much, and I know who I am so much, and I can play on the big field now with the big boys, that I'm no longer interested in you. I'm no longer interested in this. I might be here physically. I might have to be here physically for a little while, and it will be a very short while that you're going to remain in that situation physically, because the universe is going to eject you out of it. But once you withdraw your energy from a person who's hurt you, from a situation that you no longer want to be in, that's divine vanity. You appreciate yourself now so much that you don't have to look down on these people, but you no longer have to fight them either, because you're no longer feeding them your energy, good or bad. You've withdrawn yourself from that person. You've withdrawn yourself from that situation, and before you know it, not only do you have dominance and control, but the situation will flip in your favor. That person who was constantly hurting you, and you were constantly reacting to them hurting you, and there was this push and pull and give and take and run and chase situation, which you see in twin flames a lot, by the way, but I'm not going to go into twin flames. That will end. It will diffuse itself, because you're no longer giving the situation energetic food, positive or negative. Your energy now is yours, and you've embraced it, and you've accepted it, and you've begun to emit it, not down, but up. You've begun to emit your light vibrationally. You've begun to save your own self out of the very low vibrational field that you could play in when you engage with egotistical pride or with conceit. But when you elevate yourself and you begin to shine your light, and you begin to accept your divine light, divine vanity, you have cut off this part. And the people will try to reach you, and if you're kind enough, they'll apologize to you, they'll chase you. It depends on the situation, and it depends on you. Usually you are going to find yourself being open to bigger and better things. Hopefully, when they begin to chase you, when the situation begins to change in your favor, it would have changed enough, and you would have awoken people enough by doing exactly what I am talking about, which is embracing your divine vanity, that you will help people awaken too. Because by you pulling your energy, by you stopping feeding the situation with energy, be it good or bad, the situation has died off. That vibration has become no more. It has become sort of moot. And the people will begin to change, because you are changing the situation for them. This is sort of the best case scenario. Worst case scenario, the situation no longer impacts you at all, And before you know it, you're going to find yourself out of it and disassociated with those people. Though I would still say keep the bridge, don't burn your bridges, because you never know. People might change. Don't judge them. Remove yourself from the situation that no longer serves you. Go to the bigger and better things. But don't be surprised if the people come back to enter your life presenting you with good energy again. Be accepting and be big enough, of a soul to allow that to happen. Because that's how we impact the world. That's how you begin to allow change to happen. Back to this card. You got bored of the situation. The situation dies because you got bored of it. Because you're no longer feeding the situation. Because you're no longer feeding the people with your energy. Because that's what they were doing. They were energy vampires. The situation was sort of feeding on its own negative energetic vibrations. When you disconnect, when you accept your own vibration, when you know that you are of a high vibrational source, and only choose that, the situation that you find yourself in will die. A new birth, new things will come if you're a big enough of a soul to allow them to come. If you don't judge people who are not awake and who are not aware, if you carry compassion, if you carry divine wisdom, if you carry empathy, if you carry unconditional love, all of those are associated with divine vanity. All of those are the qualities that we seek and are what I am talking about by embodying divine vanity. Wow. I feel like this live stream is way, way just out there. That this topic, not a lot of people will understand. I hope I'm wrong. But I just wanted to come on here and explain this concept of divine vanity to you, because we live in a world full of egotistical narcissists who have mainly occupied positions of power. And when somebody talks about divine vanity, sadly, we will associate it with all this gunk and low vibrational shit. I should probably not be using these words. I do apologize. But that's what you're going to associate it with. And you're going to have a hard time with understanding what divine vanity is. Because we're so used to egotism in this world. But it is actually the reverse. When you've connected yourself with your own light so much, and it's all you have space for, it's bound to happen. It's bound to happen. Let's see what other cards the universe wants to bring out into this discussion to further help it, to further help you. Is there any... What do we got? I don't know. This card sort of wants to come out, but sort of not. The Six of Cups. It's funny, the energy here of reminiscing. The Six of Cups. Memories. How does this relate to this discussion? The Six of Cups. Pleasantries. I know that this person is surrounding themselves with a lot of pleasantries. So I guess maybe if you find yourself in or with someone who is negatively impacting you, it doesn't necessarily have to suck the life out of you, like the Death card that I just pulled. You ultimately still can change the situation to serve you, to serve your best interest, even if you can do so by just envisioning yourself in a different place with different people and bringing that into your reality. Part of the way I was able to manifest, I guess, my escape, my way out of Saudi Arabia. Hello. Hi, who's that? Azad, hey, hello, darling. How are you? Thanks for joining. Um, Part of the way I was able to manifest my way out of Saudi Arabia is exactly that, by envisioning. By envisioning and literally putting myself, I used to use a mirror a lot. I used to role play in front of a mirror when they would lock me in my room for days. I would just play. I would make believe, and this is sort of a very sort of I guess a dumbed down version of a vision board, if you may. Your vision, your creativity, you bringing what you want into this reality and grounding it is how it becomes to be. It is how you manifest. And that's exactly what I used to do. The last words that were spoken to me by my brother before, like the last words that I haven't seen him since, were, "You will never see Canada in your life." Those were the last words he spoke to me. Within 48 hours, I was on a plane heading to Canada. Within 48 hours. And he had taken my passports away from me. He had locked me in my room. He did everything in his power to destroy that hope in me. And that's what this card is about. The reality that you find yourself in is actually not a reality. The reality that you envision for yourself and you pour your energy into, that is if it's not your reality now, it will be. If you keep your energy pure, if you keep your faith strong. Faith has been misinterpreted to many things that have to do with religion and God. But having faith in something that you know belongs to you means believing in it before it has manifested in front of your eyes. And that's, again, what this card means. Surround yourself in everything that you want for yourself, even if all you can do is envision it. Even if that's all you can do. Envision it 24/7 and put most of your energy into that. And you will be shocked. You will be shocked. I mean, I'm living proof of it. I just told you the last words my brother spoke to me, after which I've never seen him. And we still haven't seen each other since then, is "You will never see Canada again." Within 48 hours, I came to Canada and I am still in Canada. You are from Canada. Interesting. That's the first thing I read. Any tips to concentrate on learning something new? I don't know what you mean by that, hun. Azad, what do you mean by that? Can you reframe your question? Please and thank you. So that's what this card means. And I thank the universe and I thank the tarot for helping me with this live stream, because I wasn't sure where to go with it or how to present it. I didn't really take my notes. But like I said, divine vanity is a very interesting concept, and I learned it from the Sufi textbooks that I am reading, and it's something new, and it opened my mind to a different reality than this world, a different realm, different meaning to things than what this world presents us with. And it's nice to embody divine vanity, and it's nice to understand it, and it's nice to begin to walk on this earth with that inside of you. The saints that once were, a part of this world, that you will see many statues of saints depending on where you go. I think Europe, Argentina, Italy, Spain, plenty statues of saints, even England. Now England has a statue of a woman in a niqab. Wow, how far England has fallen. Great Britain. But the saints, they embodied that quality of divine vanity. Not much could touch them in this world. Not much could touch them, which is why they were able to impact this world so much. because part of accepting your sainthood is knowing where you are from, is knowing and establishing that connection with source energy, with your light, and allowing it to pour into you without egotism, not from a place of ego, and then walking on this earth, interacting with humans from that place, from holding that light and shining that light. That is divine vanity. So that is pretty much what I wanted to come on here and talk to you about. I am going to hold this tarot deck and smile because I want to take a screenshot from this live stream to put it on to put it on as a thumbnail and some ASMR. All right, guys. If you don't have any questions for me, I shall leave and go ahead and pop into my Patreon. They haven't seen me in a while. And if you would like to join my Patreon, let me do what I always do, which is attach it for you here. Let's get rid of this one, make this bigger, get my Patreon link, copy, and go back to YouTube, wherever it was. Where's YouTube? Here I am. All right, make this smaller and paste. There. That is my Patreon. If you'd like to support, if you'd like to communicate me one-on-one, if you'd like to have a conversation, if you'd tarot reading, whoa, whatever it is you'd like, it is easier accomplished in my Patreon in a private setting where I can focus my effort onto you. But outside of that, I believe that is what I wanted to talk to you about. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time and energy. And please press the like button. People don't like doing that. Please press it. And I'm gonna go do a tarot reading for my Patreon peeps. Thank you again. And I love you all. Leave your comments and questions below. And let's keep everything respectful. All right. End the live.